Welcome to the 8th episode of the BroadStreet Sports Podcast featuring Zachary, Chaibe, and Logan Burns.
What's up, everybody? So today we'll start off talking about the NBA, then move on to NHL, and then MLB and then NFL.
So the NBA, one of the finals teams have already, one of the teams, the Nuggets out of the West, they already punched their ticket to the NBA Finals, sweeping the Lakers in 4 games in a series I did not think was going to be a sweep.
Yeah, I mean, it's LeBron in the playoffs. It's ridiculous, and I mean the Nuggets. It's not. I mean, I guess looking at the series, the Lakers didn't necessarily do bad. At least LeBron didn't do bad. But the
other guys didn't step up though. Too, which didn't help.
I just think the Nuggets were just better. Like, it wasn't like neither team did bad. The Nuggets were just better. That's all it was. Because I mean, Game 4, LeBron dropped 40, so it's not.
Yeah, and the Lakers had the lead for most of the time, and then they had that game if they really wanted it, but then they just really started playing really poor at the stretch, and that's why they lost the series because they couldn't. First couple games they really couldn't stay in it, but then just towards the end it just was not that great.
Yeah. So I don't know. I would really hate to be on the Lakers after that and get yelled at by LeBron. That's probably one of the most scariest experiences a man could be a part of.
Yeah, what's your thoughts on what he said in his press conference?
I didn't see it. I'm sure he said something.
Well, they asked him about retirement.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. I saw that. I don't think he'll retire this year. He doesn't. I don't know. I think it was just on his mind because he was just like upset to an extent, but I don't think he'll retire this year. He probably has like at least one more season in him, maybe 2.
Yeah, definitely. But I just think it's a smokescreen for him, or just him trying to get his point out that he wants kind of different kind of players in there, guys that can help him win now. Because once Bronny comes in the league next year, it's pretty much it for the run. Like he's got this year, upcoming, and then Bronny gets drafted that off season. That's his final year, and every team knows that. So. Especially the Lakers. So if they want to keep LeBron and maybe get one more championship out of him, they got to do something because don't get me wrong, the Lakers made great trade deadline moves. That's what got them to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah.
But if they want to contend with the Nuggets and not get swept, it's almost like the Warriors Mavericks series last year. Yeah. They had guys, the Mavericks. They were a good team and they had Jalen Brunson and Luka Doncic, the backcourt nucleus. They had other guys around them too, but then you see it. They lose Brunson. They try to do a fix at the trade deadline, getting a Kyrie Irving versus Finney-Smith. Then we need a first-round pick. It doesn't work. But from the Lakers, you're still gonna have LeBron and Anthony Davis. That's 2 players right there that they could be better. They're probably the top 2 players in every playoff series.
Yeah.
And if you can get, I think it wouldn't be the most terrible idea if they got Kyrie Irving, but you see it now. Big threes are no longer the trend in the NBA. It never turns out well. The Brooklyn Nets, for example, the Lakers with Westbrook originally, the big threes are not the thing anymore. You have the dynamic duo. You have a great point guard and then a center, like the Nuggets. They have Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic, and then they have great role players around them like Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, Bruce Brown. All these guys that can come off the bench or start and can produce well for them.
Yeah. I don't know. I think LeBron has at least one more season in for him. I don't know. He's a prime example of why age is just a number. That's how I like to put it.
He's like the Brady of the NBA.
Yeah, but it's like, even with Brady, though, because it's like towards like his last 3 seasons on the Buccaneers, especially this one, you could see age definitely caught up to him. He looked miserable. Well, miserable, kind of. But, I mean, you could also
You could see Father Time finally caught up to him.
Yeah, but, with LeBron, it doesn't, seem like that. He still seems like he just got drafted and it's his first season. I don't know.
Or I wouldn't say that necessarily, But here's the thing.
He has the same spirit.
He still has the same spirit, athleticism, but he's changed his game. He's
Yeah.
no longer that main scoring guy like the Cavaliers when he had to carry those teams to the end. Like, not with Kyrie Irving necessarily, but that 2018 team when he got swept by the Warriors, he had to carry that team to the finals.
Yeah, he did.
He was the only reason they went. If you saw LeBron leaves, they are trash next year. Like, LeBron was pretty much the only thing that kept that team together, because without LeBron, that's like a 13 seed, 14 or not that low, but it's going to be they would not be good without him.
Yeah, that would be pretty bad.
But now, since he's a playmaker, you got to get guys that the Nuggets have. Jokic, he is a playmaker, and he has guys around him that can produce at any moment. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter, like guys like I said, and then Jamal Murray can be that main guy if he needs to be that guy, or Jokic can do what he did in Game 40. Yeah. He had a triple-double, his 8th of the postseason. He had over 30 points, I think, over 10 assists and over 10 rebounds. Like, that's what you need out of your main guy. Like you saw with the Sixers. And the offense is completely based around him. The Nuggets, anybody can go off for them that night. The guys that got Porter, Jamal Murray, and Jokic. And that's not considered really a big three because those are 3 great players, but you don't know what you're going to get out of them the entire time. You could really good nights, really bad nights, but those are the type of players. They're not expecting much out of them, and they can produce when needed, and that most of the time they do.
Yeah. Oh. I mean, the Nuggets are definitely looking good. This is apparently...
And they're a modern NBA team. They're playing the style of basketball that succeeds in this era of the NBA now.
Yeah. I don't know. Good for them.
Yeah, centers can't be the main guys anymore. Jokic is not always the main guy. Jamal Murray, first couple games of the series, he really showed how big of a star he is. Yeah. And then Jokic, he produced when he needed to. Like, Jokic is a great player, one of the best centers I've ever seen play the game. I have him over at Embiid after that series. I think that discussion's ended with, but you just see it. Like, good teams don't have to have one main guy every single night. You can have a different guy every night and still succeed.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, you want to move on to the Heat now? Heat and the Celtics?
Mm-hmm. All right. Congratulations for the Nuggets, though. Moving on to the NBA Finals, first one. Whoever they play, most likely going to be Miami. But if it's somehow Celtics, either way, it's going to be a really good series.
Yeah. Now, I have the Heat winning. The Celtics don't picture... They don't seem like that team to come back from that. They really don't seem like that.
I think the best they can do is win tonight, and then just lose in Miami. Because if this series somehow goes to 7, I think Boston. Yeah, anything's possible. Anything is possible.
I don't know. Looking at the Celtics team, they don't picture me as that team to be able to come back. I don't know.
And Joe Mazzulla hasn't faced this much criticism or this much fire this season. Everything's been smooth so far, but now down 3-1. I don't know if he can, as a coach, can handle the pressure. Especially, he's only 2 years older than Jimmy Butler, who he played against in college. So he's still getting used to the moment. This is his first. He wasn't even assistant coach. He was one of the guys in the second row of coaching seats. To get expanded into this role, I give him high praise for that, and I respect that. But this is not a moment he's ready for yet, and I just think the Heat are, especially with a coach in Eric Spoelstra, who's been to this time and time again.
Yeah,
he's
pretty much the best coach in the NBA right now.
Yeah,
and arguably of all time.
Yeah,
arguably.
Maybe Greg Popovich, but he's top 5 at least. Yeah, maybe even top 3. But guys like that, he's been to this moment before with many players, many great players, and the thing I love about this Heat team the most, the guy, not all these guys are pop out star players. You got guys like Gabe Vincent, who unfortunately is out tonight. Yeah. But I think that it won't make that much of a difference. I don't know anything. And then you got guys like Duncan Robinson, Max Strus. Yeah. You got guys like Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, guys that are good and they could be really good. I see them. The other guys, not Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo, they're really good role players for their positions. And then you bring in a guy like Kyle Lowry. Yeah. Jimmy Butler's the main guy on that team. And then once again, he doesn't have to be the main scorer. You saw it in Game 3 when they went up 3-0. Butler only had 16 points. Gabe Vincent had 29. Yeah. He's a facilitator for this team, and it works out perfectly for everybody. So
I mean, Jimmy Butler, yeah, he can be a scorer, but he's also a really good leader, and he can be a playmaker.
And he's the perfect kind of player for an Eric Spoelstra Miami Heat team. They're Miami Heat. When you think of them, they're rough and tough. Like they're gonna get what they want, and they're not gonna play soft. They're gonna play hard, and they're gonna play in the moment.
Yeah.
You saw it with their counterpartner in hockey, the Florida Panthers. They're playing tough and hard, and they're getting rewarded. They're going to the NHL Finals something you really didn't expect.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they're just... I don't know. I mean, I guess to kind of, like, move on a little bit, I know it's not, like, completely decided with the Celtics and Heat, but I think the Heat will win. So, comparing them to the Nuggets, I think the Heat beats the Nuggets purely because if you look at the playoffs, the Heat have beat better teams than the Nuggets because they beat the Bucks. The Bucks are much better than the Nuggets.
Number 1 seed, too.
Yeah.
A Knicks team that I had high aspirations for.
Yeah, the Knicks aren't the.
They need to make some moves because they don't have that much question. They know Jalen Brunson is the main guy in that team, and maybe swap Randall for a guy who maybe fits that team better. Yeah. But that's still not a team you should not look past. That Knicks team could have been anybody. I think they had the potential of at least going to the conference finals.
Yeah, and currently they're beating the Celtics, who are technically better than the Nuggets. So the Heat have played better teams than the Nuggets, so I feel confident. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying the Heat's going to sweep them.
Oh, definitely not. That's the type of series that goes to 6 or 7 games at least.
I have the Heat in 6.
In 6, yeah. No, but I think if the Heat, they're not worried at all. Yeah. I would be a slight like if they were to lose tonight, I'd be like, yeah. If I was the Heat player, it's time to wake up and not mess around anymore. If they lose tonight, it's no more messing around. They just got to go completely go serious, and know that they had to have their eye on the prize going into Game 6 if there was a Game 6 after tonight.
Yeah.
But I think the Heat, you could see it. Jimmy Butler was laughing. He took this game as nothing. He's like, yeah, you guys needed that win. Good for you. And now we're going to go win it in Boston, which the Heat have played amazing, absolutely phenomenal away. So I think they closed it out tonight, and we're going to have a really good finals with the Heat and Nuggets, but anything's possible.
Yeah.
Anything in sports. We've seen a lot of things in sports. I wouldn't be surprised. This is the record right now. I think it's 0-179. Teams come down 3-0. This Celtics team is good enough to do it, but I just think going down 3-0 like this, it's going to be tough to come back against a Heat team that when they know they can't, it's not time to mess around and they'll play well.
Yeah.
And especially a Heat team that's played well on the road, that's going to be tough for the Celtics to match.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this is a prime example of why I love Jimmy Butler so much, because when you talk shit to him, he literally just laughs at you and then dunks on your ass.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
Like Grant Williams. That. I don't know what that man was thinking when he tried. You're up in a game 2 that if you go down 2-0, the series is pretty much over, and you talk trash.
You don't fuck with Jimmy Butler.
Don't trash. You can trash talk all you want, but that's the one guy you don't say anything to, because then if you say something to him, then he knows that I'm not. This is no more fun and games.
He'll smoke your ass. Yep.
Yeah, you saw it.
Yeah.
He took the rock and he went to work.
Yeah.
Winning that game for them.
That's like a prime example of why I love him so much.
Yeah,
he's just a fun player to watch.
Yeah, and
he just laughs at you the whole time. Like you said, he just laughed at the Celtics when they won. He's like, all right.
He's just he can be serious when he wants to, or he can be just funny.
He plays just to play. He doesn't care.
Mm-hmm.
He just wants to play. He loves the sport. I mean, he said it. I forget what press conference it was. I forget. It was one of his press conferences. I forget which one it was. But he was saying, I don't really care what you have us going in the playoffs. If you have us losing to the Bucks or not, we don't really care. We're just gonna play.
Mm-hmm.
And it's working. They're just playing.
That's
and
what
winning.
they're doing. They're just playing.
They're enjoying themselves. Yeah.
They're playing their style of basketball, and it's working. So
I mean, yeah.
That's why teams succeed like that. If you believe in yourself and you know that you can beat anybody, this is why I was scared of the Heat coming into the playoffs, because I knew they were a good team. I only had them. I did have them losing to the Bucks in the first round. I knew it was gonna be a tough battle for the Bucks.
Yeah.
You say all you want. Giannis got hurt and all, but the Heat team just wanted it more.
I was just thinking Giannis was only out for what, one game?
1 game.
Yeah. So it's Yeah, that's a difference, but also not really because the Bucks also won one game.
Yeah, without him.
Yeah.
Like, they tied the series up 1-1.
Yeah.
And then, no, but it's interesting to say the least. But that's our quick recap on the NBA. We'll be back on. Actually, here's the NBA Finals start next Thursday. So we'll give you our thoughts and what we expect. Whoever the Nuggets do play, probably the Heat, but like I said, anything's possible. But now we're going to get into the NHL. So last night, we had another team punch a ticket to the championship game. We had the Florida Panthers win a Game 4 in a sweep against a really good Carolina Hurricanes team.
Yeah.
Game was tied 3-3, and then Matthew Tkachuk, a guy they just traded for this all season and who's been clutch for them in these playoffs, scores a goal with 4.3, either 3.4 seconds left in regulation to win it for them and send them to the NHL Finals. What are your thoughts on this Panthers team in the postseason?
I mean, Florida's just kicking ass this year.
In all aspects of sports.
Yeah, the Heat's about to go to the finals. The Panthers just went, and even in like football,
the Dolphins have a promising future.
Yeah,
this year.
all three Florida teams went. I mean, the Bucks and Dolphins lost in the first round, but I mean the Jags had an amazing first round game. They came back from 27.
Yeah,
beat the hell out of the Chargers, and then I mean they lost to the Chiefs,
but they gave the Chiefs a
run
for their money.
They only lost by like a touchdown.
Yeah, and it was like huge. The turning point of that game is when Christian Kirk fumbled near the goal line. So I didn't think it could happen in that game, but no, very promising for Florida, and I'm just another team that plays hard. Like they play and they get what they want. Like they're a team that they know they can beat the competition. People doubt them again and again.
Yeah, but
they're like, we're not gonna take that. Even taking down, they've gone through so much adversity. Down 3-1 in the series against Boston. Then they go to Game 7. They're down 3-1. Yeah. They come back, winning it in overtime. The next round, I think, who did they beat? They beat the.
I don't remember.
It was like, it was the Devils. I think. Yeah, with the Devils.
Yeah, it was the Devils.
They come back and beat them, and then they sweep a good Hurricanes team.
Yeah.
Like. That Hurricanes team, I thought they could have gone to the finals, especially since they were the best left in the pack, I think, out of everybody. So,
I mean, if you beat the best team in the league, there's nothing really stopping you at that point.
Yeah, like if you can beat the best team in the league, your confidence skyrockets going into each series.
Yeah,
and I think.
And it's just like a snowball effect because every team you beat is just adding on some more, and then you just get bigger and bigger.
Yeah, like your confidence grows so much saying, you have to come beat us before we're going to lose to you. Like, that's the mentality they're putting in themselves, and it's working.
Yeah.
And then,
I don't know, good for them.
And then on the other side, Vegas could even close it out tonight. And these conference finals have been crazy. How teams have just been dominating.
Yeah.
I did not expect that out of the NBA especially, and NHL as well. Because, like, the conference finals and the finals, that's where you get the best players to show up. Like, that's when they show up. And people have been showing up, but it's been really only one side of people showing up. And it's just been crazy to see.
I mean, I feel like it's always fun to watch an 8th seed just kick ass in the playoffs. That's always fun. I mean, it happened with the Eagles.
Yeah.
They were, like, lower seed in 2017.
We were the first seed.
2017?
Yeah, we were.
I thought we were 9-8.
No, we were 13-3.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm thinking of. All right.
And then, getting back to it, the Panthers, I think Vegas, they don't win tonight, they'll win the next game. But I don't care who the Panthers play, I have them winning it all. Because that's what the mentality they put in themselves. They said, we don't care who you put in front of us. We're going to beat them. Not only we're going to beat them, we're going to destroy them. I think they've only lost 1 or 2 games this entire playoffs. Or no, like, not 1 or 2 because they went to 7, but maybe less than 5 games, which a team that's an 8 seed is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
The NHL, that's what these finals coming up in NBA and NHL. It's definitely going to be exciting to see what kind of action we get from these the best players we see in the league.
Yeah.
But now moving on to some baseball.
Yep.
Yesterday, the Phillies had a very interesting game. They were losing 5-0. Looked like another Phillies loss in an overwhelming series. against the Diamondbacks going into Atlanta now. But
Yeah.
then they fought back and took a much needed win in the final game of the series against the Diamondbacks. And the guy I want to talk about is Trey Turner, who we knew his moment was coming, but we just didn't know when exactly because he was struggling so bad.
Yeah.
The thing I took into the most is when they asked him about the booing, he's like, I don't care. He's the type of player that it's new players signing big contracts. I know it usually could start with a bank or it could go like the way it's going with Trey Turner, but the way you handle it is what matters the most. You could just be down and just like just be like, oh, I stink. I don't know what I'm gonna do, or you could you can wake up, get to the plate, and start raking. Which hopefully after yesterday's game, Trey Turner starts doing. And now we have some interesting series against the Braves and the Mets these next couple weeks, which I'm really looking forward to seeing. I think this is where you're going to see what team we really, really are. Because now you're getting into the June point where the bats start to wake up, and this is where we started getting hot last year. And we pretty much have the same team. I would say, I don't know if I want to say better, but
I mean, yes and no. We lost some and gained some. I mean, we lost what's-his-face to
Segura.
Yeah, we lost Segura. He's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, we got Trey Turner, and I feel like he's
better than Segura definitely right now. Segura has not been playing well, but that's just another story. But, and then, did you see Blue Jays Rays last night?
No, I can't say I did.
I don't think it was... No, I think it was last night if you want to go up a little bit.
Up?
Yeah. Short, pretty much easy to say. The Blue Jays keep going. It's actually... Yeah, the Blue Jays, they had a very interesting game. They played the Tampa Bay Rays, and they scored 20 runs on them. They won 20-1. Vladimir Guerrero had a grand slam. It was a very interesting game. What are your thoughts on that game in general?
I mean, that's more than a blowout, I guess. That's all I had to say to that.
Yeah, just like 10-1 would be a blowout, just like doubling.
Yeah.
Just doubling the pain. Like, it got so bad, Rays were putting position players in.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so much you can do at that point. I don't know. It's just, I guess the Rays had an off day. Blue Jays just went off. Yeah. Took their opportunity. Moved on from it.
But before we get on to the NFL, what are your just thoughts on this season so far before we get into the pretty much, I think, the most exciting part of baseball, this June, July portion of the season?
The MLB?
Huh?
Wait, what was your question? Sorry.
I said, what's your thoughts on the season so far, new rules, all that stuff, before we get into the really exciting part of the MLB and with June and July baseball?
I mean, I've kind of been slacking on baseball a little bit so far because, I mean, it's not really the exciting part.
Yeah, we're about to get into it.
Yeah, so I've kind of been focused on basketball a little bit more because of the playoffs. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, Phillies are looking good. We're having a turnaround. Trey Turner had a good game yesterday, so I don't know. I'm feeling good. Feeling confident, I guess.
Yeah. All right, so now we're going to get into our final topic of the day, NFL. The OTAs have officially started. The players are going to be practicing for a little bit before they start training camp in June and July. They get a couple weeks here just to practice, and then they'll take a break and then start for real with training camps. Yeah. How we feel about NFL this year? What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, as an Eagles fan, I'm feeling really good. I mean, we pretty much, with the draft, we pretty much did what we had to do.
We hit a home run with what we did. A+ draft.
Yeah, I mean,
the players we brought in pretty much replaced the players we lost in free agency and got younger at the position. That's what my goal was coming into this draft, getting younger at positions that we saw were getting older, especially on the defense. We could have a future corner in Kelly Ringo, which I think if I'm the Eagles, cross-train him at safety possibly. That wouldn't be the worst thing because if we've known with our staff, we draft guys at the original positions and they end up becoming a future star at a different position. Guys like Landon Dickerson, I know he's on the right path of becoming that, but we drafted him as a center and now he's a left guard. I could see that in Kelly Ringo for sure. I really like him as a player, and I really like his mentality and play style. I think it really would fit on this defense, and he's coming to guys that he knows. It's like it's like literally going to the exact same team pretty much with Kelly Ringo. He knows it's Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, Jordan Davis, and Nakobe Dean, guys that he's won national championships with and has that chemistry with them that could really pay dividends coming down to these next couple of years because they've already played together and they know each other's play styles. Yeah. And since they're younger and getting drafted in the past 2 years, they could be future stars in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, I feel good with the Eagles. We did what we had to do in the draft. We focused on defense early in the beginning, and then towards the end we started drafting some like new players because I know we got an offensive tackle and stuff just for some depth because our offensive line's getting a little old, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
So I mean, I'm feeling good about
it. How are you feeling about I forget what I was gonna say. Or did you? Austin Eckler, what are your thoughts on that he's going back to the Chargers now after getting a little bit of incentives?
I mean, I don't know. He's a good receiver, but
I mean running back. Austin Eckler. Yeah.
I mean, he's a good running back. I mean, going on the Chargers, I think with the Chargers are weird because I always wanted them to get like a good receiver. Just because I think if Justin Herbert had a really good receiver, they could actually make it far in the playoffs and not get cheated by two teams. Because they got cheated by the Raiders, and then they got cheated by the Jags.
Well, they didn't get cheated.
I mean, yeah.
They just did a classic Chargers choke.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, even with like the Raiders, all they had to do was just tie.
True.
So,
but the Chargers decided to call a timeout.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, but let's do one more topic. What player have you looking at the season? Let's just do one new player that you're really looking at to have a great season, and one rookie that can really have a good season, and one player that has to prove himself that you think will.
All right.
I'm gonna talk to end it off.
Yeah, I guess. Let me think. What's the one safety we just got with the Eagles? Because I heard he was doing really good.
Terrell Edmonds? Or Sidney Brown?
Sidney Brown.
Yeah, we drafted him from Illinois in the third round with our back-to-back thirds.
I heard he was doing really good, training-wise.
Yeah, so. He was, one of the best ranked something, in something, so...
Yeah, I mean, I heard what I've heard. I haven't actually seen him.
We're getting young at the safety. Terrell Edmonds is only here for 1 year, but Sidney Brown can be a future guy here, so... Yeah. Or you have any more, or because I kind of have mine, but
if you want to go, you can.
I actually have a guy from the Eagles too. It's not Sidney Brown though. It's Nolan Smith. Yeah. He's looked like a beast so far, and he could be he's a defensive lineman that is could be a linebacker at any time. His speed off the edge could pay huge dividends down the road, make him one of the best defensive linemen ever to play the game.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. And then a player that I'm looking at that switched teams that could definitely do something is or actually I want to think about it again. Let me think here. Probably best guess is Aaron Rodgers, I guess. I'm going to say that because if the Jets can finally figure out how to win with an actual quarterback now, it could pay huge dividends for them. And then a guy I'm looking at that could have a huge year that is looking on the verge of and I'm gonna just use a new team, but his career he's on a new team, but his career could take a complete path if it works out well. Calvin Ridley.
All right.
He's on the Jaguars now. He actually has a quarterback of the future, and he's still young. He's still 26, 27, and if it works out well in Jacksonville, he could be not a future Hall of Famer, but a guy that is known around the league for a couple years to come, and could be one of the best receivers for a couple years. He could be in the maybe even top 15 contention, which would be great for him.
I would love to have Trevor Lawrence as a quarterback
definitely. And then you got guys like Zay Jones, who had a career year last year, and Christian Kirk, and Evan Ingram, and Travis Etienne around you. So you're gonna get your targets and your chances when you need it, because there's no way defense are gonna be stop everybody on that Jaguars offense.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence gets too much shit. He's really good. He's just on a mediocre team.
And now he's starting to get the weapons, so he can, and that's going to be his division for years to come because until the C.J. Stroud and Will Levis actually get, and Anthony Richardson get accompanied with the league and get into the system. Trevor Lawrence has the most experience in that. He's the oldest quarterback. Like he's like the grandfather to all of them, which is crazy. Which is only his third year. You could say Ryan Tannehill, but his situation is interesting. But we'll get past that because I think Will Levis is the future guy. So I'm just going in the future here. But Trevor Lawrence is going to be that. The Jaguars are going to be the team to beat in the AFC South for years to come because they're young and they're up and coming. They won the division last year and all they did was get better. They had Calvin Ridley as an acquisition, which they traded for at the trade deadline, which they'll be able to use him this year. They got guys.
With the Jags, I think this is their time to get really good while their division sucks because I think they're the worst division.
Yeah, I think in the AFC, that is the worst division by far. So they could easily be a wild card division, and then even maybe get past the divisional round into that AFC championship, and then from there, anything's possible. You saw with the Cincinnati Bengals, they won the division. They took their opportunity and they went to the Super Bowl. And Jamar Chase's rookie year and Joe Burrow's second year, but actual first year of being healthy.
Yeah, I don't know. I think this is the Jags' year to get really good really quickly. And
this is a Trevor Lawrence. This could be a Trevor Lawrence breakout season. Yeah, he could be in MVP contention. I think if he really wants to be, because he has the targets to play well this year. Yeah,
I think if the Jags are so much better than all these other teams, that's 6 wins. If you beat all these,
I see Stroud probably having the best strides out of everybody because he's actually the best prospect out of Anthony Richardson and Will Levis. Yeah. So I could see the Titans probably finishing third or fourth. I got the Colts as the worst. I actually have the Titans as the worst team in that division because Colts and Titans Colts have Jonathan Taylor, Michael Pittman right there. Then they have Anthony Richardson. Yeah. And then the Texans, they got guys. They have C.J. Stroud. They'll be good for a couple years. They'll be up and coming for the next couple years until they get some free agents in here to help C.J. Stroud. But then I see the Jaguars right there. So 2 through 4, that could be anything. But I think the Jaguars will hold that top spot for years to come.
Well, going down, I have the Jags at 1, and then I have Texans, and then the Colts and the Titans. I kind of have them having
weird.
Yeah, I kind of have them having the same record-ish. It's a difference by 1 or 2 wins. Mm-hmm. I gonna put the Colts last because they don't really have anything. I think the Titans are third because in the beginning of the season, they really weren't doing that bad until they kind of played the Eagles, and then after that, it was a downfall. Because when we played the Titans, they were 7-4?
3 or 7-4. Yeah, 7-4 because they just came off a loss against the Bengals. I think everything started towards the end of that Bengals game. That's when everything started to go downhill, and then it just didn't get better going. I think that Eagles game really showed the team they really were that season because they weren't playing crazy teams before that. Yeah. So.
I don't know. I think I have the Titans third, but not by much. And if the Colts and if the Titans are fourth, I wouldn't be surprised necessarily. But I don't know. I think they're definitely on a downslope, and they got Will Levis, but they haven't done much else since. I guess.
Definitely.
I mean, they have Derrick Henry, but I don't know.
He's 30. If I were them, I'd try to trade him before you can. Just try to get some assets for him.
Yeah, because I kept hearing he was going to go to the Eagles, and then he was going to go to the Bills, and I was like, well, why didn't you... If he didn't go to the Eagles, which I'm not surprised, because...
We're trying to get younger. That's why we got Swift and Penny.
I don't see why you can't just trade him to the Bills, who can take him. They need... The Bills...
if they got Derrick Henry, they would probably be an actual... they could actually maybe finally reach that because...
Yeah. I think the Bills right now, their running back situation isn't great, and Derrick Henry would be good. He won't be their main asset. Josh Allen will still be their main asset, and they still have Stephon Diggs, so it's not even with Derrick Henry being 30, he's not going to break as easy, I guess. Not get hurt as easy. I think he will get hurt this season if he stays on the Titans just because he gets so abused there.
He's gonna get so much carries that it's gonna come back and hurt him in the end. So
I don't know. I think Derrick Henry would do better on the Bills because he wouldn't be abused as much, I guess. But I don't know. My thoughts.
Anything else you got, or?
No, I'm good. You?
Right. No, not really. That's gonna wrap up today's episode. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next week for episode 9. You guys have a good day and stay safe.
All right. See you.
Peace.